Cookman played Nebraska today. The Big Ten, that's awesome. Okay, there's a notification going there now. Mic check 1 2 WMLR, More Life Radio. This is a test. Mic check. We got sound.
Cool.
How hot is hot?
About my black brother, I love you, and I'll never try to hurt you. I want you to know that I'm here for you, forever true. These are the things that change boys to me.
Every man has a higher self and a lower self. With your higher self, you can achieve greatness and things beyond this planet. With your lower self, you get your basic needs, but also to create darkness. Find your balance, King.
Hotep, children of the sun, and welcome. Your #1 station focused on rebuilding our nation. WMLR, More Life Radio, proudly presents Brother, 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 a show dedicated to the upliftment and encouragement of the melanated kings.
Yo, I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. King of New York, nah, now how that shit sound? King of the coast, nah, I cover more ground. King of oneself, yeah, that's how I get down. Yeah, my skin brown, that's that melanin. Ha, I'm wearing it proud, it ain't no telling when. Ha, they might come around screaming irrelevant. Ha, ain't gonna get down and plant the evidence. But I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. I ain't here for playing around, now wear the crown. Descended of kings and queens, and we don't know what that mean. Turn the palace to the projects and shatter esteem. But I'm here to let it be known, no matter the scene, they can't take royalty from your being. It's embedded in your DNA and your genes. $1,000 sneakers and jeans, you could invest in yourself and your dreams. Is you hearing me now? Them pedestal folks letting you down. Since James Brown said I'm black and I'm proud, they've been pumping us with the opposite. Dividing and conquer's pretty obvious. Misled and misguided.
No, I don't worry. I tell you, I'm a man who believes that I died 20 years ago. And I live like a man who is dead already. I have no fear whatsoever of anybody or anything. Anytime you beg another man to set you free, you will never be free. Freedom is something that you have to do for yourself. That we are really, really ready, willing to pay the price that is necessary for freedom. Our people will always be walking around here second-class citizens, or what you call 20th century slaves. What price are you talking about? The price of freedom is death.
Nati, the smarter, the harder the battle. Classism, blacks prison and slaughter like cattle. Divide and conquer's been a modern mantra. Put you in front of your honor for your mama could buy you your first time. The Arabs, the Sandras, and little white diamonds. Turned in a hashtag, shit feeling like Baghdad. Because of my pigment, I swear this stuff is ridiculous. Living in these conditions is hard to dump a conviction. Misinterpret religion, discourage courage and vision. Teach us that we were slaves and never
you can't send your child to the enemy and think the enemy will give your child his history. That's clear. So since you've made no effort at all to come together with those who want to give their children proper education, proper discipline, what's going on, now that your children don't know the history, don't be screaming at the children.
Okay, let's take another break, and when we come back, I would encourage you to speak up more forthrightly.
with your host, Khonsu, Shesnmu, Amun, and Tehuti, Virgo, exclusively on WMLR. Without further ado, all hail the King. Mic check 1 2. WMLR. Happy Saturday, family. I know. We later in the day than we normally are, but it's all good. We're doing a special time just for today only. Next week, we'll go back to our morning time. But we want to thank you for joining us anyway. It's a beautiful day here in Dallas, Khonsu. How you doing, man? How you doing, brother? Peace. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm going to join you in on that salute, on that toast. Absolutely. Yeah, man. What a busy few days it's been since Wednesday. Wow. I mean, lots going on. Let's start off first with the events today. Was it today, Khonsu? The shooting in Pittsburgh at a synagogue there. The latest reports are 11 people shot and killed. What the hell is going on, brother? King, check your mic. Check your mic. Make sure you're not on mute. I'm not hearing you.
Oh man, there we go. Okay. Sometimes it clicks on mute, so sorry y'all. But like I was saying, King, we in the era of social media, man. We get it firsthand. We get every murder. We don't get breaking news. Black child graduates college. We'll get breaking news. 12 people shot by some crazy white man. We'll get that front page news a lot. Because that's what we love, King. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Yeah, for some reason, the negative energy just pulls people. Remember back in the day in school, it would be a fight going on and everybody would crowd around and make a big old circle, and just stand there and ooh and ah. It's just like the negative energy just pulls people in. But at the same time, events like this speaks to the mindset and the sickness of our society when it comes to things. Now, again, you guys know me. I take pride in being a conspiracy theorist. All right, so it just so happens that this person who shot up the synagogue today is an anti-Trump supporter. This is what they're reporting. That's a big deal and apparently newsworthy to put out there.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Right.
I wonder who Charles Manson voted for. I wonder what's on his voter registration card.
Right. Now, let me do this real quick, just for the people like me who may not watch a lot of television and you kind of seeing this in your social media feed. That's where I caught it earlier today. 11 people were killed in Saturday's shooting at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh, according to Pittsburgh Public Safety Director Wendell Hisrich. A city official had previously told CNN 10 people were killed. Today, the nightmare has hit home in the city of Pittsburgh, Hisrich said at a news conference on Saturday afternoon. Now, this is off of CNN. .com, and the latest update just happened here a few minutes ago, about 4:18 Eastern Standard Time, so about an hour ago now. Okay, and so this is what they're reporting: 11 people shot and killed. The suspect has been identified as Robert Bowers, 46. Law enforcement told CNN. The gunman made anti-Semitic statements during the shooting. Of course he did. Of course he did. He went in a synagogue.
What?
I don't know. Again, we're just getting on top of this as it's unfolding. There's going to be a lot more that comes out. You never want to go with the first and earliest reports, because for the news media outlet, it's about who reports it first.
Right.
And, a lot of things come out that are incorrect. So, and it could be one of those false flag situations as well. You just never know these days. Remember, what was it last week? Trump said in order for Americans to come together, something major is going to happen. So imagine this. In 1 week, you've had 2 incidents happen, one done and carried out by a non-Trump supporter, and then the other one was carried out, apparently, the mail bomber, they caught him. His name is Cesar Sayoc, and he was apparently a Trump supporter. See what they're doing, right, Khonsu?
Right. Well, I think it's a media gumbo. How do you choose? How do you figure, oh man, I better not go to my mailbox, or better not eat a bowl of cereal? It might blow up. I'm not falling for it. I believe in black intelligentsia, and I'm not falling for it. I grew up in the city, man, where people die every day, man, in the middle of the street, 8 in the morning, 8 at night, people die. My family member, shout out to Todd Chapman, he was shot 7 times 2 days ago because he got into it with his girlfriend. He pushed her, her son went, got the gun, shot him 7 times in the garage. And you didn't hear about it. So this is what I'm talking about. And it wasn't no false flag, because and them calling me in tears. So this is what I mean. The media will control your emotions, man. I promise you. And we can't avoid it because we don't have a black intelligentsia Associated Press. The AP controls all the RSS wire feeds. And it's a totally different thing when you leave America and look at the news that's generated outside of here. But in here, we get the best of what's chosen for us. But we don't necessarily deal with the real world news that's going on. That's some of the stuff, like, and I do agree with you, man. There'd be a lot of false flag and stuff going on, but it's hard to determine. It's hard to, by the time you figure it out, then it's something else happens.
Yeah.
So it's deep, man. It's.
I think always the best approach is to just wait and see. You hear the news. We've got to get to a place where we don't allow it to affect us emotionally all the time. We've got to get to a place where we are making sure we're checking where we're getting our information. Even when you get it off of CNN and places like that, you still have to question it. Because again, it's a race for the networks. It's about who reports what first and who reported the most first and all of it. It's competition. It's a business. It all comes down to that.
True.
So I want to, we bring it to the forefront while it's coming out and give our perspectives on it. But honestly, people like me and Khonsu, we waiting, to see how it develops and what comes of this.
Yeah.
I know what's getting ready to happen. There's going to be a Congress hearing about it. It's going to be made political. It already has been. It already has been. You got one person that's a non-Trump supporter, the other person who mailed bombs to people who never checked their own mailboxes. I didn't get that part. I didn't, like, really? That was what you just risk your whole freedom mailing bombs to people who pay people to check their mailboxes.
Right.
Okay. Way to go. Way to think that out, Cesar Sayoc. They busted him. Let me tell y'all how they caught him. Because they did apprehend this dude.
Okay.
This is the guy that sent out a plethora of bombs to different people, famous people, allegedly. We're going to say allegedly because you got to let due process take place. They say DNA, fingerprints, and pings from a cell phone tower led authorities to an auto parts store parking lot in South Florida, where they arrested a 56-year-old man Friday morning. The arrest brought an end to a 4-day nationwide manhunt for the alleged mailer of over a dozen suspected pipe bombs to prominent critics of President Donald Trump. Now, this has happened before. I'm having like a deja vu moment, right? Where we've heard a story of somebody that mailed pipe bombs. And pipe bombs don't just, you have to, unless there's a detonator, I guess, on it, you have to, you have to light a pipe bomb, like light the fuse or something?
I'm not sure on that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not, I'm not a bomb expert. Don't get me twisted now. But I thought a pipe bomb had a wick on it, that you light and you throw it. I don't know. But anyway,
man. I never, you know what? I don't know, man. I never thought about that. Because if they sent the bomb,
right?
Did they? I don't know. I'm not even trying to think.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was really interesting. You know what's interesting too is both of these guys are still alive. Now the one with the bomb I could see, but the guy that shot up 11 people, he's still alive.
Mm-hmm. Well, the guy in Kentucky that shot the 2 black people in the back of the head at the grocery store at Kroger just the other day.
Right.
I think that was Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
White guy goes and he says that after he shoots him, he's walking through the parking lot. He walks past a white person and he tells the white person, "Don't worry, white people don't kill white people." So these things are being done and they're coming up. And I don't know, it's something weird about it. It's happening all in one little cluster. And, you can speculate. You can speculate and really kind of put 2 and 2 together and see what you come up with.
Right.
But until all the facts come out, we really don't know. But I'm going to tell you, be leery. Be very leery.
Correct.
They say a key break in the case for the investigators came Thursday, according to a criminal complaint and multiple law enforcement officials, when they traced 5 packages to the Opa-locka Processing and Distribution Center outside of Miami. That break allowed authorities to narrow their search, which combined with DNA and fingerprint samples left on the package sent to Representative Maxine Waters, and cell phone geolocation information led them to Cesar Sayoc, even as new devices were being found in New York and in California. So they, upon them getting to this dude, they found they had new bombs that he had sent out allegedly to New York and California. So they got him in the AutoZone parking lot in Plantation, Florida, of all places, about 6 miles west of Fort Lauderdale, Friday morning, as he was nearing his white van, which has been covered with images political in nature. There you go. Including images of notable liberals such as Hillary Clinton and former President Barack Obama. Now, does that sound fishy to y'all, or am I tripping? That sounds really odd and weird to me. I don't know. What do you think, Khonsu?
I mean, it sounds weird. I think that this kind of news is always going to be that way because we, melanated people, are the #1 consumers of social media. The news, whenever something tragic happens, we're standing around watching, and they interview the weirdest, most ignorant nigga that's there. That's what we do. And this is what's crazy. They promote, and let me say this, King, and that's why, and a lot of people don't know how unsettling that word is. The word nigga, King. This is what they promote when they show us. They say, we're going to do this, guys. We're going to take these HD cameras and we're going to interview what we feel fits the mold of today's black man and woman. And it'll be the most out of touch black person. And then he get labeled that N-I-G-G-E-R. He get labeled, he or she, automatically. What happened was, hey, Pookie, hey. Yeah, he got shot in the head. This is the image that we see every day, King. Every single time that we're on the news. But this is what's interesting. A young lady She just made it to college, actually at the age of 16. I'm gonna pull her name up while we're talking. Not. How do you get to college at 16? How? Where is the media hysteria?
Yeah.
And so I say this like, we really got to be very, very discriminate and start dissecting this news and the information that we get. But Instagram, Facebook, King, you already know how frustrating it is on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
The few posts that I put up about Kanye, you'd think I shot somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about a rapper, you would think that I just cursed out every black person on the planet. Because when we see each other, we see nigga king.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see black melanated king and queen
No,
that we
don't.
promote here on WMLR. If we say we agree with Kanye, they got the nerve. Another black person will use the term coon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, flow with it too. Just say the word. And it's like, wow.
It's the norm. And I was of that mindset for a while before I started and kept growing and kept learning. I was of that mindset too. Oh man, he's a coon, or that's a coon, that's coonish. But now understanding, and really, we talk about the power of words all the time, understanding where that word originated from and how it was used to describe us by white fragility.
Yes.
We can't continue, and we're going to talk about this today. That's incredible. We are going to talk about the self-hatred that exists amongst our people. There are many ways, there are so many different ways that we exhibit self-hatred, and I don't think we get it, Khonsu. I think when you say self-hatred to black people, they take it to mean like literally, I hate myself, I don't like myself. We're not talking about that. We're talking about self-hatred of our culture, of who we are, and of each other that we demonstrate daily. That's amazing. We're going to talk about.
Well, I actually want to talk about black feminists and the difference between feminism and misogyny. I actually want to talk about that later today, Kenny. I know it's a Saturday, it's a chill day, but of course, with all this negative news in the air, things going on, it's a couple things we need to clear up. And I'm noticing a strong confusion with feminism and misogyny.
It's a confusion with everything. It's a confusion with everything. We are walking around in a state of total confusion, and a lot of us don't want to undo that. We don't want to let go because it's comfortable.
Right.
We are so comfortable in our ignorance of things. And I was having this debate with the Queen, and I said that word, and she became all upset. But the word ignorance is lack of knowledge of a thing.
Right, lack of information.
We are all ignorant to many things that we've never experienced, we've never come, in contact with. So you are ignorant to some things. We see that's the key. We are forgetting the real definitions of the King's English that we use when we talk about one another, when we talk about ourselves, and we demonstrate self-hatred at a level that is just getting out of hand. But go ahead, Khonsu. Go ahead. But I'm interested with the whole feminism thing.
Well, I was gonna hold off. I was gonna let us get into a Saturday vibe. I heard you got a banging cluster.
Oh man.
A banging cluster.
Oh man.
And I heard this dude Khonsu got a banging cluster.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the word around town.
Yeah, but you know who the king is, though.
Yeah.
You know who.
Well, I'm getting my weight up. I'm getting my
yes, you are, brother.
I'm
you
trying
do a
to get there.
job.
I'm trying to, get in that world, and I'm getting accustomed.
Yes, you are, brother. You do a great, wonderful job.
And on a lighter note, too, we got the troll of the year. First is two trolls.
Uh-oh.
And I wanted to kind of talk about them quickly, King.
Yeah, go ahead. Right.
Shout out to Tekashi 6ix9ine. The guilty sex offender who, now I want you guys, if you guys don't know about this man's case, And Bill Cosby's rotting in the jail, guys, and they say his health is so bad he might not make it through the year. But Tekashi 6ix9ine originally caught a sex case where he was looking at 4 years in prison because he participated in a filming of a gentleman who was having sex with a 13-year-old girl who he ultimately went to jail. He's in prison right now. The guy that had sex with the 13-year-old. But Tekashi 6ix9ine was in the same video. Yesterday, Tekashi 6ix9ine received 4 years probation. Now, mind you, he's gotten into 2 major altercations in which guns were drawn while he was going through this court case, which shows he absolutely has no remorse and no intent of changing. He also did not graduate high school. One of the stipulations is that he does 1,000 hours of community service and he completes his GED. Forgive me, guys. See, this is why I'm as brutal as I am on the media, because Tekashi 6ix9ine, even by tenured rappers in New York, are co-signing that this guy is the king of New York. He is a sex offender, guys. He was found guilty and given probation. So he was found guilty, so they won't register him as a sex offender. But they lowered the charges so he could get probation. What do you think about that, King?
Man, it's how the system is set up. Now, first of all, I don't know who this dude is. Is this a white dude?
He's a Mexican rapper, the rapper with all the colorful hair and the tattoo 6ix9ine on his face. That's the new super troll. It's another one I'm gonna talk about. But no, this super troll here. This super troll number 1.
You know, with that kind of a situation and behavior, you gotta wonder who he knows. Who is he connected to? He's obviously got some connections somewhere,
right?
That can get him out of these, situations with 4 years probation. It's amazing.
4 years.
It's amazing.
Who goes on probation for 4 years?
They just gave Bill Cosby 3 calendar years. 3 calendar years for alleged actions.
And he might get out in 3. They say he might. He still got to go before the parole board to get out.
Right, absolutely. He's got 10 years max. So they can lay him down for the entire 10 years. And remember, he's classified as a violent sexual predator. They put that classification on him for a reason, just like they didn't put it on this Tekashi 6ix9ine guy for a reason. You got to wonder who he knows. That's the only way you get up off of something like that, Khonsu, in this system.
I started to play a clip because I know you don't keep up with that stuff. I started to play a clip to show Tekashi 6ix9ine, but I don't even want to give him the publicity. I'm not going to show his ass. But this is how our system works, guys. This is our system of justice. Now, on the flip of that, one of the beginning artists of Hater Nation, 50 Cent, who I like 50 Cent as a rapper, King. I like 50 Cent. Okay? I think 50 Cent is a cool guy. But this is what 50 Cent did. You know, 50 Cent and Ja Rule been battling for 20 years. It's like LL and Kumo D on steroids.
Yeah, I saw that, bro. Go ahead. I ain't gonna say that, but I saw that.
This man, I think he's the hater of the century. This man went and purposely bought the first 5 rows of tickets to Ja Rule's last event so it would be empty. Front row. Now, mind you, he bought the ticket, so Ja Rule gets paid. But the damn concert was empty. He did that just to mess with Ja Rule.
And it's nothing illegal.
No.
It definitely comes from the first 2 chapters of the Haters book. No doubt about that. I saw that and I was like, damn, you do not want to get in a beef with 50 City Fent. The only one who got into a beef with him and I think won it was Rick Ross.
Yeah. Rick came with it. Rick came with it because Rick was serious.
He took some blows, You know, like when City was with his baby mama on video and all that, he took some blows, but really that backfired.
Yeah.
On City Fent. I call him City Fent just for fun. But yeah, that's crazy, man. He bought 200 seats or something like that. He basically paid Ja Rule, but it's the imagery of you up there on the stage and your first 5 rows are empty.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine the psychological effects of that?
Oh my God, man. I mean, so my question is that something that he's planning on doing every time Ja Rule has a concert?
I don't know.
That's a lot of hatred.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do that. I think
you're talking years ago. You know, the beef has been years ago. Now, Eminem ain't even talking about Ja Rule no more.
No. I mean, 50 even clowned Ashanti because she only had a 24 tickets sold recently, and he exposed it, and she had to shut her concert down. It was a Ja Rule Ashanti reunion, and one of the cities, only 24 tickets were sold, so she shut it down. Now, I don't know the details of why, but 50 Cent broke the news.
Let me tell you why.
Okay.
Let me offer what I think why it happened.
Okay.
Because first of all, we're talking about 2 people who had some hits, don't want to take anything from them or, you know, crash down on our beautiful black people, but let's be honest. They are not heavyweights in the music game like that.
No.
These are 2 artists who had their moments. But 30 years from now, are we going to be listening to a Ja Rule song? Are we going to be listening to an Ashanti song? I think not.
Well,
I just think when you get the big head and you classify yourself up there, Ashanti is not even Mary J in any kind of sense. And we won't even go to like a Aretha or Luther or a Patty or Gladys or anybody. We won't even bring their names into it. All right. So I think that's what it is, Khonsu. People are just, I don't know. Those are not 2 people that I'm going to run and go pay whatever they asking, probably $50, $60 with those 2, even not, maybe more than that. I'm not going to pay that to see Ja Rule and Ashanti reunite. I don't really give a damn.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not, a couple of songs I did like by Ashanti, a couple of songs I like by Ja. They're not timeless songs, but I love you, Ashanti. I love you, baby. You can always come home to Big Daddy. If your songs ain't working, come on home, baby. I got you. I love me some Ashanti King. She is so fine. Yeah, it don't even make no sense. Just fine.
She's absolutely beautiful.
Fine for no damn reason. That woman is a fine sister.
She is. And I accredit Ja Rule with the singing rapper. He kind of was the first one doing that I can remember.
You said a singer slash rapper.
As far as I know, I don't remember nobody else. No. Ja Rule, baby. I don't remember nobody else. He brought that in and kind of started really.
And you know, Curtis Blow was kind of. Curtis was doing a little.
Well,
he's on the praise. You know.
Yeah. Daddy, he was nowhere with Rule. Rule, baby. He was nowhere near that, man. Ja Rule almost created a new genre when you think about it. He really did, man. Singing hip hop.
Oh man, yeah. Singing hip hop. I like that use of vernacular, sir.
Yeah.
Quite prolific.
Yeah. It's just not my thing. Not my thing. I wouldn't go see Ja Rule.
No, I'm not on purpose. No. But I got you, Ashanti. I got you, sis. Trust me, it's a check with your name on it. Come on, I grown.
All right, King, we're going up to the bottom of the hour. First, let me thank anybody that's here new. If this is your first time, this is our show that we utilize to, we have a little fun and we talk about trending topics. We do a few different things, but it's primarily to uplift the black man who is under attack from every angle these days. And so we love our queens, but this show is to honor and uplift black men, to promote greatness to our kings out there, to make it known that there are real kings out here. Queen posted earlier on my time feed. She said, you know, we need another Malcolm or a Khalid Muhammad. You know, where are they at out here? Where's our black men? You know, and I commented to her like, you know, we out here, Queen. You know, there are some of us out here that care about our communities, that will defend our black woman to the death, that love our children and take care of our children. There are black men out here like that can be loyal, that can be faithful to a woman if that's what you're involved in. If you're in, you know, if you're into the, you got, you know, several women and that's what y'all doing, then more power to you. But there are black men out here who love and want to do and be about the right thing and promote that. So that's what this show is for. Just like a barbershop setting. So we have different topics we talk about. We incorporate and inject all of the energies that men love, such as music, laughter, serious topics, business, whatever encompasses the black man, a real black man. We talk about it right here on WMLR. We are your number one station dedicated to black emancipation. Can you dig that? All right, Khonsu, take it away, man.
Well, we're gonna keep the vibration going, man. It's Saturday, y'all. Hopefully, man, you guys will sit back, reclining, getting ready for the NBA this weekend. You know, we're boycotting the NFL, but the NBA's still going straight on. LeBron James is trash, everybody. The Lakers are getting their tails spanked.
Better watch them Pistons. Better watch them Detroit Pistons.
You know, I heard the Big Buff. They starting to call him the Big Buff in Detroit. He's doing his thing. So shout out to the Detroit Pistons. You'll make a strong second or third place in the East this year. Good job for the Detroit Pistons. Because ain't nobody beating Golden State. God, the Golden State is winning by just the bench wins. That's how bad Golden State is. So
yeah,
another 2 more years of the Golden State empire, as we shall call it.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree with you there, bro.
Yes, sir.
It'll
be hard, boy. So we go, you know, raise the vibrations. We got a really special mix for y'all. You know, the exclusive brother music cluster this weekend. And we're going to start off with none other than Tehuti the Fly Virgo. We're going to get it in and vibe, man. That's right. Brother. The Saturday edition, y'all. Sit back, man. Let's kick it. Let's get it going. My man Tehuti the Fly Virgo. You know, this brother's gifted, man. So let's just let him do what he does, man. Brother. We'll be right back, y'all.
It's Saturday, and it's time to
feel the beat
on WMLR, More Life Radio.
What we gonna do right here is go back. Way back into time.
Folks, children of the sun, and welcome. Your number one station focused on rebuilding our nation, WMLR, More Life Radio, proudly presents Brother, a show dedicated to the upliftment and encouragement of the melanated kings. With your host, Khonsu, Shesnmu, and the Fly Virgo, exclusively on WMLR.
Crazy. Go find yourself another love who will treat you good and kind. Return the love he gives to you. It also be that way sometimes. Baby, yes it does now. Baby, yes it does. Baby, yes it does now. Baby, yes it does now.
the king with the king. Brother. Your #1 station dedicated to black emancipation. WMLR. More Life Radio. It's Saturday, and it's time to feel the beat on WMLR, More Life Radio.
All right, stand by, and I'm going back up to the top.
WMLR, More Life Radio. It's the WMLR Music Cluster. It's Saturday, and it's time to feel the beat on WMLR.
Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Let's love, baby.
WMLR More Life Radio. Woo! Yeah, that's how we do it. Oh man, Khonsu, you there, brother? What's going on, man? How you feeling, man? After that little musical vibration lift, wanted to go back a little bit and give you a different variation. Shout out to some DJs that I came across. Reflex, Green Lantern, that Mary Jane remix. Oh my God, that Nina Simone at the beginning, that Reflex remix of Nina Simone. So I wanted to shout out some DJs this weekend, man. DJ Soul One from the James Brown, putting it down. That was great. The remix of Temptations, My Girl over that Love's Gonna Get You. Yeah, man. Yeah, I wanted to bring that heat. Hope y'all enjoyed it. WMLR, it's the music cluster. You know how we do it.
Cold ass cluster, dog. I'm eating no sunflower seed. Cold ass cluster, dog. Cold ass cluster, dog.
Yeah, man. All right. So today we want to touch on the self-hatred. I tried to think of some classy title for it, but let's just call it what it is. Self-hatred. It's running rampant amongst our people. On Dr. Phil, there was a young lady on here, 16 years old, denouncing her African heritage to the fullest. Not only denouncing it, but making racist comments about her own people. Now, I don't know if some of you had an opportunity to see this, but I know, Khonsu, you got some sort of presentation on it. Speak on this, brother. What is going on with our people in this self-hatred? It would seem like with all the information that's out here now and available, we wouldn't still be dealing with this type of thing, Khonsu.
Oh, well, you know, I'm going to tell you what, man. I'm going to hold my dissertation until we play this video. I'm going to play a clip and let you guys hear it for yourself so you don't think we're just coming off on a tangent when you hear what I got to say. I don't want anyone to misconstrue what I'm saying. So let me play the video and then we'll come back and get a reaction. I'm going to try that. So, guys, you know, I would advise you to not be eating on anything. You may become thoroughly disgusted. This does happen. This is real. This ain't nothing made up. It's not staged. This is on Dr. Phil. Mm-hmm. So this is some real stuff. I know it's probably hard to believe, but this actually happened. So
let me say this real quick. When you watch this, try to watch it without emotion. Try it. Just try it. If you can watch this without emotion, without getting angry, and really see what's really going on, there's something much deeper under the surface. Okay, so try that out. That's what I want to suggest. Go ahead, brother.
All right, we gonna see how deep it gets. We gonna see how deep it is, guys. Stay tuned, man. Brother. Let's get it, y'all.
I know a lot of people take issue with my beliefs. I'm white. I'm a Caucasian because everything about me is different from an African American. I have naturally straight hair. My hair isn't nappy. It doesn't require weave. My nose is not giant as like African Americans. My lips are perfect. They're not too big and they're not too small. Like, they're just perfect. My ears, I don't have black people ears because they're really giant. Most African Americans speak ghetto. But when it comes to black people, I think they're all ugly and I have nothing in common with them. I'm different from African Americans because I'm white. My figure is just like Kim Kardashian, and she's a wonderful role model. I act and I think like a white person instead of a black person. I believe that I'm completely and utterly better than them. Like, we're on two different levels. Like, okay, African Americans are here, I'm here. White people act and think just way more mature than African Americans. Black people, they think in a criminal way. When I think about African Americans, I feel like asking them, what is wrong with them? They're really dangerous. If an African American is on the same street as I am, I'll cross the street to avoid their chaotic, thuggish ways.
Are you okay?
I'm irritated.
I'm sorry.
I just know that I'm white. I mean, she might not know that I'm white, but I know that I'm white. I can feel it through my veins. I feel it through my blood. I tell my mom I'll never be like any of those Negroes. My mom tries to criticize me about my supposed race. I tell her she's just ignorant. There's nothing wrong with my views or beliefs because I have freedom of speech and everything I'm saying is true.
Okay, Treasure, how are you this morning?
Pretty great. How are you?
I'm all right.
That's great.
Now, you've been listening to everything we've talked about so far,
Yes,
right?
I have.
And is there anything that your mom has said or told me about that's inaccurate, incomplete, or that you want to add something to?
Well, I mean, actually, yeah. You guys called me delusional earlier, and I feel like the only people
I did not call you delusional. I asked your mother if she thought you were delusional.
Yes, well, you asked her that question. I would like to clarify the fact that I am nowhere near delusional. I'm actually very capable and a very intelligent person, so.
Being delusional and being intelligent are not mutually exclusive.
Well, I feel like if you're being delusional, then you've got to be some type of retarded, and I'm not that.
Well, I have two things to say about that. Number one, that's absolutely just simply not the fact. And number two, using that word is very derogatory. So I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't use that word.
Yeah, well, okay, well, I'll understand, only because I'm a very respectful person. And if you wish that I don't use that word, then I most definitely won't use it.
Okay, appreciate that.
Okay, no problem.
When you say that you believe yourself to be Caucasian, tell me why you believe that to be true.
Well, I know I'm a Caucasian because when I wake up in the morning, I just have such a great life. And that my hair is so perfect, my skin isn't ugly, and I'm not fat also, which is also a really African-American thing. So, like, I'm just nowhere near like them. And plus, they're so thug and criminal that I can't relate.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, that's just so riddled with ignorance, I don't even know how to respond.
Okay.
And I'm not saying it to be insulting. Ignorance doesn't mean lack of intelligence, it means lack of information. I think you're confusing the concept of race and ethnicity, because race is really biologically determined.
I know I'm biologically white. I feel it through my veins and through my blood. I don't just think I'm white. I know that I'm white.
And
there's no doubt in my mind.
Even though I have told you that your father was not your father and that you are actually African American?
You might be lying. I don't trust anything that anyone else says. I know that I'm white.
Ethnicity, on the other hand, has to do with whether or not you identify with a particular group in terms of their culture and practices, beliefs, religions, things that go along with that particular group. And that has nothing to do with race. Sometimes they can overlap, but not always.
Well, I feel like you're wrong. You're completely wrong. I know who I am, and I know my race, and I'm a proud white person. And there's nothing, I feel it through my veins, like it's literally in my blood. There's no way. I don't believe that I'm white. It's not my ethnicity.
Treasure, do you
it's my race.
Wow and wow. King, you asked me to give some feedback. But you go ahead, King. Tell me.
Well, you know, it's just a sad reflection of, and then on top of this, it's a young girl, 16, that feels this way. It's scary, you know, when you understand that she's part of our future. She's gonna be somewhere doing something, who knows, you know, and this is her thinking. I'm only hoping that she grows out of it, but unfortunately, this is the thinking of a lot of our people. It may not be to this extreme, but we've had that really on both sides. You had the white woman living as a black woman, the head of the NAACP at one point in time. So I don't know, man, it's definitely points to a mental illness, mental disorder of some sort. And it's just saddening, man. When I saw it, I was just in, I won't say disbelief, but just like, wow, you know, wow, this is a 16-year-old child talking like this and acting like this. And then I look at her mom, and then I wonder, where the hell is the dad? that to me speaks volumes and probably adds to what this is we're seeing with this young girl, Khonsu. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, I know that her father, godfather, the new dad is white. And just based on the body language and the mannerisms of her mother, I look at her mother and I look at her natural father. And the third thing is she needs a little ass whoop. I'm on the warpath today, guys. She needs her ass whooped. She's 16. If you tell me that you have your rights, freedom of speech, I'm going to put my foot in your free ass. If you living in my house, at 16, you little nappy-head ass girl with your gap teeth.
And them big old voluptuous lips. She said,
I'm going to hit you in your ass. I'm going to beat your little ass. See, that's the element of how we were close-knit families. I couldn't even suck my teeth or breathe hard. My mama say, boy, get on there and sweep that floor. If I say, oh, man, bow!
It's a wrap. Yeah.
357, like she shot a 357. It's either a shoe, a broom, a plate, whatever she close to is meeting my vicinity. So I look at the mother talking about, I'm sorry. Okay. No. That's you bred that. Her mother and her father gave her the out to do that. And so me,
a long time ago,
bro.
Not something she just started thinking. You can tell.
No, if she's intelligent and blah blah blah, get your ass out my house. Obviously I'm not your dad because you're white and I'm black. So obviously your mom cheated on me because I'm not your dad. You're no longer my daughter. Get your black ass out there in the streets and find out how white you are.
And she heavily mellow.
Yeah, over here looking like Grace Jones' cousin and saying that she white. Come on, man. Boy, I tell you, man. I when I was watching this, man, I said, ooh, I wish that was my child. I think I paid him $100 just to beat her ass, then give him back to him.
The thing is
but on a serious note, it is.
Yeah, we laugh at this, and you can laugh at it because it's some fun. When she's talking, she's comedy for real. The ignorance that she's spewing, and just the sheer lack of knowledge of the things just behind the things that she's saying, it can be comical for real. But the serious part of this is that our people still suffer from self-hatred.
Yes.
And let's clarify that, okay? Because when you say that to black people, they don't get it. They take it as offensive. Well, no, I don't hate myself. I love who I am and yada this, that, and the third. But family, realistically, we all exhibit forms of self-hatred because it's been indoctrinated into us. It is something that's been taught to us from years ago, hundreds of years ago, and it has transcended. It has continued. That energy is transferred through from generation to generation to the next generation. You have that. We have people calling themselves mixed. There's no such race or racial denomination as mixed people or biracial. Those are terms that are new, and those terms were created for a reason. And until we really start getting into the understanding of who we are, there's always going to be different forms of self-hatred. For instance, are you one of those black people that make comments like, well, I don't want to go out into the sun, boy, I'm getting black. I don't want to get no blacker.
Wow.
Are you one of the queens that's still putting perms and in your hair and assimilating fashions that you see on television based off of European fashion ideology? Those are just two, but there are so many different levels of self-hatred. Are you one of the people that, as you're riding down the street, you see a black person that may not be as far off as you are, as well off as you are? Do you mock them? Do you say something? You laugh at them? You demean them? You put them down? That is a form of self-hatred. Self-hatred is more than just, I don't like myself. Most people are not going to say that. All right, we understand that. Self-hatred comes from it's reflected through your behavior and through the words that you say. If you are still calling each other niggas, and brothers, if you are still calling your women bitches, that's a form of self-hatred. There are many, many different types, and we have got to be more careful. We've got to start identifying these things, and we've got to change the mindset, because this is what's happening. Our young people are not all, but a lot of our young people are thinking like this. Think about this. In Jamaica now, the #1 trend is skin bleaching.
That's right.
How many celebrities have we seen do it? Sammy Sosa, Vibes Cartel down in Jamaica. You should see him now. Lil' Kim, her hands still are regular. That's what's crazy about it. You put the stuff on your
like
face.
Kung Fu Panda. Okay, right. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So you got this going on. You got this thing going on, and these are forms of self-hatred. Khonsu, I'm gonna pass it to you, man. Speak on it, man. Self-hatred. What are you seeing?
You know, it's not too much I can say about it. It's just some ignorant black people. I'm not tolerant of it anymore. It's 2018. It's time to throw them folks in the garbage. I'm not going to be no more soft Cosby show sweater wearing. It don't work. Cosby in jail for the rest of his life. That's what that gets you. That's over with. It's time that we check our own. Every other ethnic group has a self-checking system, and we compromise it because we just got to get along. Let's get over that. Black people not getting along. All of us are not going to get along. We got to start being realistic. We got to take ownership of our culture. And those of us that truly love the black culture, we got to take a stand against our own people. We cannot keep backbiting and allowing people to embarrass us. That's part of our culture paradigm. And we should start dealing with them on an ethnic level. Start snatching their ass up. Like, no, we're going to check. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. Now, you can be as black as you want to be, but you're not going to be that kind of black. T.I., you're not going to open up drug dealer museums. Next, we're going to have gangbang museums next, I guess. See, all that's got to end, bro. It's got to be a standard, a moral standard, and it starts with these parents. Number one, stop making kids parents. Stop letting your children have children. We got grandmothers, man, that's 26.
Yeah.
33. How you a 33-year-old grandmother? What is that about? What? That's got to stop, bro. That's got to stop. Or you gonna have these kind of 16-year-old trolls walking around with their teeth missing, talking about how beautiful and white they are. She is the beautiful, dark-skinned young lady. And she's sitting here in her mind, because racism is a mental disease. She mentally, this lets you know what racism does. It destroys your mind and your ability to rationalize. She has no cognitive dissonance at all. She can't see as far as we can throw them. And then you got the flip side of that, bro. You got the Umar Johnsons with the disappearing schools, the fairy tale schools that don't ever open, with fairy tale doors and windows, saying that he's Frederick Douglass' second cousin and all that. We got these two paradigms that we need to throw the trash out, King. We need to throw the trash out, King. I'm all for that.
And that in itself is a form of self-hatred. These so-called conscious groups and channels that reflect nothing but negative black images, but holler hotep right afterwards. We'll have two women battling over their skin complexion, totally promoting colorism. Something, again, one behavior we need to change. We need to get out of these labels, red bone and dark skin and all of these things like that. Those are forms of self-hatred, family. I'm serious. Listen, man, I'm going to tell you right now, when you start being mindful of the words that you use, you will find that you speak less. Yeah. You'll find that you speak and talk less because you have less rubbish to fill in there. You have less garbage and junk to talk about. You'll become a more conscientious thinker when you speak, understanding that the words that you say affect not only you, not only the immediate people around you, but a whole community. You're a reflection of your community. This little girl is a reflection of her community, her household, her parents, even her brother. It is disgusted by her actions.
It's horrible.
It is. It's terrible. It's definitely a mindset. Let me give you another example of self-hatred. Now, we talked on Wednesday, because our show is broadcasting on Wednesdays now. We talked on Wednesday about what the things that are going on in South Africa, right? We're very proud of our South African brothers and sisters down there that have had enough, and they are taking back what is rightfully theirs. Something that was colonized and taken from them years ago. That's why the 1913 land ownership contract was created in South Africa, because you had colonizers come in and just take over everything. So this contract came out and it said that we're not even going to give the outsiders land. We're not going to give them that opportunity. They changed it in 91. And then it became, now black people can't get land there. They don't get the same opportunities, and it's their land inherently. Now, we're proud of the fact that South Africa is doing this, but apparently the real Zulu nation, not talking about the pedophile and his crew, but we're talking about the real living and breathing nation of the Zulus that exists in South Africa. They are the largest ethnic group in South Africa, the Zulus. They still have a king, although he's not recognized in the South African government as far as him having any say or real power. He's revered as the traditional leader of the Zulu people. Well, he has come out and spoke in opposition of groups like EFF, the ANC, and other South African-driven, African-centered groups who want to take the land without paying for it, but take the land because it's rightfully, that land is our land, and redistribute it to poor black people, thus giving them jobs, thus giving them an opportunity to make money in farming and agriculture, educating them to be farmers and agriculturists. The Zulu king spoke out in an article where he is on the white farmer side. The largest ethnic group, now this is coming from Infowars.com. I'm reading this. This is if you know what Infowars is, then you know where it comes from, what it is. It didn't shock me that this is being promoted on Infowars, but not on our network. So we're going to talk about it. This is a form of self-hatred. This is what we're talking about. Now, this is what unity looks like, is what the article starts off as. South Africa's Zulu nation has joined forces with white farmers being subjected to racial land seizures in order to prevent the atrocity. The largest ethnic group in South Africa, Zulu, has spoken out against the racial expropriation of land without compensation in the country. Zulu is ready to cooperate with the country's white farmers, known as Afrikaners or Boers, Boers, to prevent the seizure of their land, reported RT. Zulu King Goodwill Zwelithini has said the group will cooperate with South African minority rights group Air Forum because they desire to eat in the future. The biggest issue that the Zulu King has about them taking the land back is because he feels like there will be no food. Apparently, in his mind, out of 14 million people just within the Zulu nation alone, there are no farmers or any agriculturists. Now, they're comparing the situation to Zimbabwe when Mugabe did this. There's another country that did, where they ran the European settlers up out of there. And as a result of them doing that, the UN, this country that you love so much, on the 4th of July, you got on red, white, and blue, this country cut off these African nations that did this. They stopped supporting. And keep in mind, the central bank is controlled by the UN and European countries. So if you do something to upset them, they're going to cut off all your means of outside funding. Imports coming in, you being able to export your goods to another country is dead. Once the United States and Europe, Britain, and all of these countries like that get done with you. When they get done with the sanctions, you're going to be hard pressed, and you become like Haiti. It's the same thing they did to Haiti. But then they throw it up. Oh, Haiti is the poorest nation. Haiti is the poorest nation because these governing bodies that rule the world, these European countries, said so, made it that way. They blocked them, family. And we support it by our silence. We support it by continuing to funnel our money into these European entities, knowingly and unknowingly. We continue to support and uplift self-hatred. It's just something we've definitely got to deal with and get our minds. We got to get real about being real, Khonsu.
That's
Got to
right.
get real about being real.
That's right. I mean, and you know, I'm not one to focus so much on Africa outside of my descendancy. I love Africa. I'm very proud of my African heritage, but I also am proud of my family in Montezuma, Georgia, and Charleston, West Virginia, my family in Tallahassee, Florida, my family in Boston, Massachusetts, my family in Mississippi. These are the bloodlines that molded me and gave me a history here in America, 500 years. And I don't know the last person that lived 500 years to be 500 years old. And I honor my ancestors every day, brother. And we should move in the spirit of excellence and create legacies right here in America. As much as people talk about this government and things like that, yeah, this government is rough, man. We are in an oppressive society. But our ancestors built this country, the railroads, the street lights, electricity. The cities would not exist without black people. Know this, everybody. If we went back to our roots of living in the rural country, these cities would go bankrupt. Chicago, New York, and LA would go bankrupt if we left the city. A lot of us got land that we don't even know about, King, that we actually own, that we can build our homes and farms on. What do you think about that, King?
Well, I think it's, if we don't know about it, we need to find a way to get that information out there. And it's time. It's definitely time. When you really sit back, and I agree with you. I'm the same way. I understand we can't go back to the ways of our ancestors, our antiquity, when we were running things and we were living, diamonds and rubies were at your feet regularly. It was nothing to pick up a natural mineral off the ground that now has value over here in this system. It was nothing. It was right there for us. So I agree with you when you say you can't get stuck. History is very important, and you need to know it, but we can't get stuck there. I ask myself, Khonsu, what am I doing to further the energy of the great blacks, the great leaders before me? What am I doing? I say I love Marcus Garvey. What am I doing to further his mission and further his message? How have I incorporated it in my life? And how am I presenting it, putting new energy behind it and making sure that young people, that's something. How can we remind our young people and teach them about these great blacks if we don't take the time to do it? That's a form of self-hatred. And so I agree. We should be prosperous here in this country, in this system, because we built it. I totally agree.
But
the reason.
Oh, go ahead. King. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
No, what I was gonna say, King, was that, I'm in the financial field, and I talk to so many single fathers, and let me tell you, man, one thing, Black Kings, if you love your children, whether you get along with the mother or not, or if you with the mother, you got a beautiful family, get you some life insurance. especially the younger kings. You got your health, it's more affordable. And don't get anything less than $500,000 worth of coverage. But ideally, you want $1 million worth of coverage. Because when you leave, when you transition, you want to be able to change the course of your family. You don't want to leave the burden of not only burying you, but now they're going into poverty because we don't have any bequeathment. These Europeans in America, more people are made millionaires from life insurance policies. That's what they invest their money in. Instead of going to the mutual funds and the stocks and the bonds, invest in life insurance. Life insurance cannot be taxed. It cannot be seized upon passing. It cannot be put in probate. And put that life insurance in a trust and actually show that you care about your family and the family in the future. Get you some life insurance, y'all. Especially you young melanated kings out there. Get that coverage and keep it to yourself. Hire you an attorney that's a trustee because you don't want to be a marked man. Trust me. Our families, we have lost our negrescence, so we're not conscious right here. So you can't tell your family you got $1 million on your head. You might have to watch yourself. That's sick and it's messed up. But you got to do what all of your elders did. Your grandmother had that life policy nobody knew about. Your great-grandfather owned land and the other family members didn't tell you. You end up losing the land 10, 20 years ago. These are the things that we got to reestablish. We got to get a trade again. You can't just send your children to college no more. Because college is nothing but a finance trap. They charge you unbelievable interest rates to just go to learn. But we were carpenters, we were electricians, we were steel workers. You know, we had these gifts to actually build towns and industry. And we've lost that art. We've lost that art form. So we need to get back to that. So melanated kings, get your mind right. Get your mind right. Get that 100-year estate plan together. If you need to reach me about it, alberthiggins19@gmail.com. Reach out to me, man. I will show you how to set up your estate. I actually did a show on Khonsu's Corner about 1.5 years ago, right here on WMLR. I had made my 3rd show when I joined WMLR, and I talked about real estate planning. So, man, this is important because you see what's happening around the world, man. We are becoming less and less respected, King.
Yes. We're not respected as a people right now as it is. You're absolutely right. And you know, you're seeing it from every ethnic group. It's not just even, you can't even say it's just white people alone now. You know, I see it. I had to check some Armenian dude the other day in the stores. He was being flippant with the sister behind the register. And I told him that ain't flying, brother. You better respect her. You know what I mean? You know who she is? You better respect her. And then his woman started going off on me. And the black women that I was defending stood right there and just, so now it's just me going off on dude and his woman.
And see, that's what I mean. You're going to get the European disrespect. You're going to get the Anglo-Saxon disrespect. They're going to do that anyway. And we are very quick to snap at them, but we're not quick to snap in our own neighborhoods. When we see the drug dealers walking by, when we see the litter on the ground, when we see the destruction, we don't snap at that. But the minute we get a chance to check a European who don't matter to us, this is how deep Kanye West was talking in the Oval Office, King. I don't have time to worry about Europeans right now. If I can't pay rent, how am I going to sit here and honestly say I'm ready to deal with the European and I can't pay rent?
Well, that's true. My thing is this, Kings, if you out somewhere, you out in the public, you out in the stores, and you see somebody getting flipping with our black woman, you say something. That's where I'm at with it, Khonsu. I can't let it, it's just not in me to just ignore it and walk on or pull my phone out and start recording it or anything like that. I don't even know the queen. She works at the gas station. I see her every day. And I've always been that way. Yeah. I've always been. I can remember being in the grocery store and I'm walking past the customer service area and I see this sister loud talk. She going off and I look and it's 2 Mexican dudes. They're across the room in this area and they are going off on her, letting her have it. and she's standing there by herself and arguing with two Mexican men. I can't just walk past those situations. I feel what you're saying. No, they're very insignificant. But see, that's part of the reason they don't respect us, because they don't see us standing up for one another. Well, even our own women don't feel like we are here to protect them. Our own women are starting to feel like that. Go ahead, brother.
Well, see, my thing is there aren't instances where we stand up. We're looking at the media. See, we see the media of white dominance. So we are programmed to believe we're in a certain box. But we're not. We are not. I know growing up, I wish a European would walk by and act a fool. I wish you would. I wish a European policeman would clown and act. They can't do that in Chicago right now. Contrary to popular belief with all the Chirac mess, European police officers know who to mess with and who not to, and know when. Because at some point, we get labeled as scared beta black men. That's a bunch of crap. That's what you're seeing on TV. They are strong, intelligent, integrous black men that fight against racism every single day. I'm one of them, Tehuti's one of them, but we don't get put on the news. We don't get Facebook Live. I just got a brother, shout out to LaRon Campbell. This brother was struggling. This brother has a $200,000 a year trucking company. He started with, I hope I can do it, on Facebook. I'm actually interviewing him tonight, King. And he's not special. He's not in the news. He's not a celebrity. He's a real black king. And that's what we got to start doing, especially media outlets like us who have the opportunity to reach so many people. We got to start showcasing the school teacher, the mailman, the mother that takes care of her 3 children by herself. We got to showcase that. She got only 3 children, the father cut out, and all of them got straight A's in school. That's black power. That's black power right there. Because the stereotype is a single woman can't raise a great black man. But Shaquille O'Neal was raised with a single mother. So that's what I'm saying, King. It's that kind of stuff that we have to address. Of course, I'm not going to openly walk by no white racism. I'm not. But I'm definitely not going to walk around looking for Europeans. I'm not going to do that. And that's what this speaks to, King. Yes, sir.
I agree. All right, brother. Well, we're approaching the bottom of the hour, man. Let's go ahead and do our thing. Let's do what we do. We're going to raise the vibrations and come on back and send it on home, unless you got something else you want to talk about. So I think you did say, the feminist.
Well, I was going to talk about it after the cluster if we got time.
Yeah.
We'll do it. So let's go ahead and rock out, man. Let's go and have a ball.
Let's do it. Now, let me give the introduction on this one. This is by my boy.
Yes,
this was done by my main damie, my soul brother #1 right here, Khonsu Shesnmu Amun. We do our own production, family, and we hope that you enjoy it, because a lot of times, for me, we are late doing this and hoping that y'all really enjoy it. So Khonsu is going to be featuring this cluster, WMLR exclusive, only on WMLR. You know it ain't nobody else doing it how we do it right here. Well, that's why we are your #1 station dedicated to black emancipation. And Khonsu, drop that needle on the wax and drop it on the one, boy.
Turn up your speakers. Turn up your speakers. Turn up the king. Turn up the king.
Legendary beat. Legendary beat.
I get girl for my yard, we get big back away, they make me feel amazing, girl. I guess one way they give me things I need. I guess one way they make me feel nice. She slow, that's enough to leave, I'm girl. I guess one way one give me keys and leave. My bedroom is final. We see baby Baba now. My girl wear designer. Everything where I give I'm final. Yeah, I know like Walla. But we see baby Baba now. Say my bedroom is final. When they drop, everybody know they tired. All of the girls go do anything for my love. All of the boys go do anything for the money. Then they dance to my music and they show me love. Girls wanna touch, wanna love, they want the love. Say I got one life. Make I leave, I'm see I don't try. Hustle for street and no life. Now see me, I done the job life. Yeah. But my bread is final. Yeah. The girls they like wear designer. We see baby give a bit another tire. When the girl the drop for club is final.
Black is so right here on WMLR. The melanated king, melanated king, melanated king.
Did you see what I Did you see what I done? Came in a black Benz, left in the white one. I'm just a hoodlum, I came in my bones, some niggas wanna try something. Did you see what I done? Came in a black Benz, left in the white one. I'm just a hoodlum, I came with the bones, some niggas wanna try something. Came looking like a ganja farmer. They got the better hide his daughter. Shake her bunda just like I taught her. Splash the bunda with holy water. Spice for the winter season. Your chicken is in a season. Yeah. You see what he did? The black Benz turn white and they can't believe it. Make them repeat it. That's some new shit. They've never seen it. You should feel it. Meet and greet it. I'll be a genius if I didn't think with my penis. Get them thinking I'm awesome. Man, them approach with caution. True say we came with the bun. Some but true say we came for the bunda. Some round thing that I can put my paws on. Did you see what I done? Came in a black Benz, left in the white one. I'm just a hoodlum, I came with my bones, some niggas wanna try something. Did you see what I done?
I say, Monica, no be today. Me and you done they fight, don't they? I no go pursue man, I go change my ways. I go reduce the banana, I no go do it again. If you leave me, now I go there. Baby, now I go there. My baby, if you leave me, now I go there. Baby, now I go there. Yeah, only you go up on the food. I no go play for a food. No be April fool. This is how I used to do. Only you can chop a food. No be a brave food. Cassava for two. Baby, all for you. Oh, my baby, forgive her.
The melanated king, melanated king, melanated king.
All I need is your love, oh baby. So baby, don't dodge, just give me that, oh baby. All I ever need is your heart. So give me that, oh girl, let me back, oh. Cause that is all I need. Oh, be doa, don't leave it. Oh, be pewa, penny be.
Peace and power, everybody. It's your one and only Khonsu, Shesnmu Amun, and you're listening to the Brother Music Cluster. A little Afro beat, y'all. Start tapping your feet. Sit back and relax, man. It's Saturday. Let's kick it, y'all. Come on.
Not for your shape looking like guitar, not for the sake of your shape guitar. Girl, play 'em, girl, play 'em. Give me melody, give me melody. Your melody don't follow, baby. Charlie, love will not be naira or dollar. Okay, it no matter whether you be short or tall. Don't leave it. Oh, be pewa, penny be. Oh, be dowa, don't leave it. Oh, be pewa, penny be. All we need is one love, oh baby. Berry Pondies, oh, I lick it berry. Ladies, oh, na na na. You say you want me love to the best time, oh, you tell me say you don't want to waste time, oh, you say them other girls have to stand in line, oh, say they go watch how we slow wine, oh, you say you want to take control, yeah, you say you want to take control, the way she they do me, your back back, control, see the way you they roll it, off back back, control, see my baby want to take control, sexy, for a ballet, so you want to take charge, okay, girl I know man, baby you change, girl I'll be quiet. She want give me that work like Rihanna. Yeah, Jerry Bush, she rotate TD like a tire. Yeah, she dey make man stand ovation. Abaka don't cause inflation for the nation. You say you want me love to the best time. Oh, you tell me say you don't want to waste time. Oh, you say them other girls have to stand in line. You tell me say they go watch how we slow wine. Oh, you say you want to take control.
Black is so right here on WMLR.
They call me. Him no know wetin I do and make him mad over me. Fine girls them plenty, but he leave them and he chose me. Him say I see me, no other girl fit overthrow me. I no go do you corner. Nah, you my true lover. When I winter or summer, baby me no go fika, me no go fika. For you I'm a no go. Many toasters for my area, but I don't give them pay. Love no they them pay. What? I'm taking. Come on, oh no, I'm taking. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
That be you. Move like say you did and shaku. Other you, it's a bit too. Move like say you did kukubanku. That be you. Move like say you did and shaku. Other you, it's a bit too. Move like say you did kukubanku. Ghana girls then get big yash. I buy Benz and I pay in cash. She like the gold and I like silver. She own my heart and I can't leave her. Girls then get big yash. I buy Benz and I pay in cash. She like the gold and I like silver. She own my heart and I can't leave her. Kweku, that be you. Move like say you need a shaku. Other you, it's a me too. Move like say you need kuku bangu. That be you.
The melanated king, melanated king, melanated king,
Oh my God, girl, you making me mad. Girl, the way you pull it down, make me want to go mad. Oh my God, girl, the way you grind. Anytime I see you, I'm blind. The way you handle that, oh cool.
Turn up your speakers for the king.
Some like Shabba. Some like Shabba. Some like Shabba.
My niggas, we fuck up some commas.
Some of them dirty like Shabba. Jamaican or Haitian, no matter, they pull up with choppers. All of my niggas got rounds. Stay in the face on the ground. I got a bitch in the beat. I gave her the shrimp and a lobster. I put that girl in Da Vinci. Versace, I'm feeling like Shabba. How that bitch so Hollywood, but that bitch living in Boston. But I be training these hoes, fresh out the boat, yeah. She got the blow, trees like Shabba. Some like Shabba. Bounce to the beat like Shabba. Some like Shabba. Tango rings like Shabba. Yeah, some like Shabba. She got me rolling through like Shabba. Yeah, some like Shabba. Riding the Benz like Shabba. Some like Shabba. She got me blowing trees like Shabba. Yeah, some like Shabba. Control fuck up the beat like Shabba. Some like Shabba. Bounce to the beat like Shabba. Yeah, some like Shabba.
Chew some gold in my mouth, nigga, feeling like I'm Shabba, yeah. Cows in the house, put the dick on their body, yeah. Shabba, nigga, Shabba, ladies call me Mr. Loverman. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, how she scream on the government. Girl with her ass like Patrick shit. I'm tryna pull up to a bumper like an accident. It's so fat, that booty fat, I wanna grasp it. Get you bustin' on can like an actress. Getting money with the kid off in Lagos. Stacking money like we kids, like it's Legos. And she touching on a nigga like goddamn. No, she got a thing for a bottom man.
She got me blowing trees like Shabba. Some like Shabba. Bounce to the beat like Shabba. Some like Shabba. Tango rings like Shabba. Yeah, some like Shabba. She got me rolling through like Shabba. Some like Shabba.
Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Sunday, every day, grinding, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Sunday, every day, grinding, that's from the gutter, looking for better for butter, and then better I saw my mother, I didn't bet to woman, what they will ask the but I would that chow back of the ball, on the daily expenses, how if you shop at the mall, when Kaka will be for y'all, then you forget it, get it. Me, I put my head, you see a draw, my mentor the gold, me, send me blow, Monday,
You're my Jamaican boy, more like my jam-dung toy. I trust you cause you bring me joy. You occupy my time like my employed. Oh, and I'm addicted to you. Need you more than a new pair of shoes. Always have me in the mood. Well on for me, yeah, well on for me.
WMLR. Yes. Woo, man. WMLR, brother.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, yes, man. Yes, we getting
Love
it,
it,
y'all.
man.
We getting it, man. We getting it.
Afrobeat explosion.
Yes, sir.
Only
man.
on WMLR More Life Radio. Loved it, man. Great job. Khonsu, Shesnmu. Hit them claps, man. You give yourself a standing ovation.
You know what, man? Let's clap it up. Let's clap it up, man.
Sound it off. Yes, sir, man.
Yes, sir, man. We getting it in, man. We doing our thing over here at WMLR.
That was dope, bro.
But you know, guys, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm learning. The brother Tehuti, though, man. Some of that, the themes.
Ain't nobody going for that. We heard that you know what you're doing just fine.
I'm hanging in there, but I'm learning from you. That's a fact.
I heard all the sirens. I heard the extras. See,
yeah, that's just yeah. I know your ear know, but it ain't the theme, y'all. See, a DJ knows how to direct the crowd. That's a true DJ. He'll look at the crowd and tell what he needs to do to get a move. I know. I found out from a lot of DJ friends that's an art form. It's not as easy as just playing a record. People think it is.
Right.
It's not.
Yeah, you did great, man. I enjoyed it. Great blends. I love the transitions. Great, man. It was a
Yes,
great
sir.
job. The music was just dope, man. I'm getting hip. You've turned me on to the Afro beats. You know what I mean? So I'm enjoying that. I already love reggae, dancehall, and it's kind of like a mixture of both. You know, so
Yeah.
I love it, man.
It's a
I
mixture of
absolutely
burning.
love it.
A lot of people, when you do this, when you do the history of Afrobeat, it's really Bob Marley, groups like Burning Spear, and then they took Shabba Ranks and things like that, and they mixed it and they gave it its own style. It's really West African music, modern music, but they took the elements of reggae, man, and it's really dope. Really dope.
I love it. I love it, man. Great job. So
Yes,
y'all know
sir.
how we do it, man. We always get the music clusters in. We're gonna always support that. Please know that none of the music we don't own it unless we bought some. Some of it we have bought, and some music you hear me play, I've bought it and play it in there, mix it in there. Today was straight just celebration of DJs, and then we had the Afrobeat explosion produced by his royal badness, Khonsu Shesnmu Amun, man. Great job. And we just want to promote good music and encourage you to seek these artists out, check out their catalogs that they offer, and support it. Support good music because it's still out there. All right. So we just want that to be known. Put that disclaimer on there. Khonsu, all right, man. We 15 minutes to the top of the hour.
Yes, sir.
You wanted to speak on the
Yes.
feminine
Yes,
thoughts you
sir,
had? Go
man.
ahead. I'm gonna yield the floor.
Yeah, man. I kind of wanted, I was talking to a female friend of mine, and we were exchanging, thoughts. And one thing came up was the Black Queen and the Black King's social relations, man. It's been really strained over the last, I want to say 25, maybe 30 years, where we really have fallen out of touch and out of patience with each other. And one of the urban legends is this word called feminism, right? Now, in the European paradigm, the European woman felt the need to express her individuality and her feminine connectedness because of her stoic white male who would mistreat her. Or outwardly mistreat her. But with us, we are both equally treated unfairly in this world, in this land called America, man, and even throughout the world. And it gets misunderstood. It gets kind of thrown out of context, King, because we're under the impression that we're against each other. And we need to stop that, man. We really need to love each other, man. Black love is what created the world, man. Black love is so important. And so feminism, let me give you the definition of feminism, King. This is more of a statement. It says that feminism is a range of political movements, ideologies, and social movements that share a common goal: to define, establish, and achieve political, economic, personal, and social equality of the sexes. This includes seeking to establish educational and professional opportunities for women that are equal to those for men. Now, this is the Europeans' concept. Now, there is a thing called black feminism, King, and it was coined by Kimberly Crenshaw back in 1989. Now, Kimberly Williams Crenshaw, she's an American civil rights advocate and a leading scholar of critical race theory. She's a full-time professor at the UCLA School of Law and Columbia Law School, where she specializes in race and gender issues. And Crenshaw is also the founder of Columbia Law School Center for Racial Studies. All right, she's heavy on the scholarship side. And she states that black feminism is a school of thought stating that sexism, class oppression, gender identity, and racism are inextricably bound together. The way these concepts relate to each other is called intersectionality, a term first coined by her, Kimberly. And in her work, Crenshaw discussed black feminism, which argues that the experience of being a black woman cannot be understood in terms of being black or of being a woman. Instead, Crenshaw argued that each concept should be considered independently while including how interacting identities frequently compound upon the reinforce one another. Now that's if you understand this, guys, that has nothing to do with what that European woman is talking about. And what happens is the black woman acquiesces herself into the white woman's struggle. And this woman is brilliant. I have to get my hands off to Kimberly Crenshaw. She totally identified the black woman's struggle. Because truly, melanated kings, we got to stay our queen's way. They deserve the right to be independent, man. And scream black woman power. Because we're going to have alpha black queens. Our queens, if we getting attacked on the home front, our queen's going to pick up a shotgun too. You know, growing up, Big Mama wasn't no passive person with a husband or any man in the house. Because she had to be an alpha black woman, and we got to be enough man to withstand an alpha woman. We got to be patient, we got to be loving, we got to be caring. Now, when you see the disrespect or bigotry towards men, that is called misandry, which is the hatred of or contempt for or prejudice against men or boys. That's part of a term that's called masculism, where black men are degraded, white men are degraded, and black and white women they do that. But when we use the term feminism, we gotta know the precise understanding of that when it comes to the black woman, King. Your thoughts on that?
It goes back to what we were talking about earlier, understanding real definitions of words. Now, this is new to me. Because I always held the belief that a feminist woman had disdain toward men, period. You know, they don't talk about unity between black men and black women. They only talk about the black woman being God. So, and I agree with you. We have to have that platform for our queens. We have to be a part of it, just like we welcome the queens in here. We have to be a part and learn. That's the only way you're going to learn, right? But yeah, I didn't know. And you said say the word again.
Misogyny. I'm sorry. They say misogynistic in some terms, but it's called misandry. MISANDRY. And shout out to Courtney Rich. She did a show on this. She was a former host here at WMLR. She did a show on this topic, actually. And so shout out to her, much credit to her. And misandry is a term that's not used within its proper context because, once again, King, black identity extremists. And you talked about this. The black identity extremists feel that they got to be extremely militant and use definitions at their denotation, which is a fallacy. It's a fallacy to say that a word can only mean what it says right there in the dictionary when you know that things are contextually, culturally interpreted. And this is why this sister brilliantly came up with a term called intersectionality, because she wanted to say that this is an analytic framework that attempts to identify how interlocking systems of power impact those who are most marginalized in society. She's saying, look, the black woman is a feminist because of the nature of oppression. And black feminism is the upliftment of black women in order to support their kings. It's not about usurping any power, because black men, we never had that kind of power. We never had no power to usurp or dictate to any other group of people. We never told any other ethnic group of people, yeah, go build my house, go build this, do this. Right. We never did that. So she recognizes that paradox, because not only is she black, she's also a woman. So she got to deal with that kind of struggle, and that's a tough situation. And when I talked to this sister, she really woke me up to that, man, and I was like, wow. I had to give that up, King.
Yeah, that's pretty deep, man, and thank you for that information. And now I you know, because family, when you operating under the wrong definitions, when you're not truly understanding the real definitions of things, it shapes your perspective. So that really changes my outlook on feminists as a whole, because I don't even like that word. But I get it. I get it. Yeah, I don't even like the word feminist or feminism or any of that.
Right.
But I definitely support and promote and uplift our queens to be who they are, to be as beautiful as they are, as powerful as they are. And I'm 100% behind that, on board with that. And I always look negatively at a feminist woman. So I appreciate the eye opener, brother.
Hey, man, and you know this because you got a beautiful queen, and you guys are building a legacy together. And sometimes you have your ups, sometimes you have your downs, but you don't give up on each other. And in this society, we give up on each other so quick. You know what? It's over. Quick. It's over. I'm out of here. And you know, we don't understand that it's a legacy, man. It's legacy building when you got black love.
You don't understand. We always talk about you. You have to understand the science behind the thing. You know, there are 4 stages of a relation bridge. You have to be able to identify where you are. Stage 2 is the power struggle, and that's where we spend a lot of time with our queens because they have an independent nature. I'm not one, because the word independence means to be without or to do without. And our women, I feel, in my opinion, have been taught to be independent of their men. Not necessarily independent as builders, but independent as to where I don't need a man, and I definitely don't need a black man, you know. And I've always had an issue with that. But I love a strong-minded black woman, as long as she's pliable and understands conscientiousness. And so when you're going through that power struggle phase as a king, you've got to have a certain amount of knowledge so that you can help her. She's going to have the knowledge you don't have, so that she can help you. It's supposed to be a balance. Mayat, the spirit of Mayat should exist. And so I appreciate that, man. Misandry, that's what we don't like. That's what we don't like.
Under no circumstance. Yes.
Because we love a woman with femininity, right? We love that. You know, we love our women to be feminine, be the woman, be a strong woman. We love that.
I promote sisterhood. I love black sisterhood. I would love to see 10 powerful black women running the world, help running the world. I would love to see 10 women galvanized, black women galvanized for black empowerment, black emancipation. That would be beautiful. So I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Yeah, no question. And you have movies like Black Panther come out and actually show this. It actually shows, yes, although T'Challa is the king, he would have been hit in the mouth without them queens surrounding him like they did.
Right.
Throughout the whole movie, having his back throughout the whole movie. That is the image that I took from that. One of them, one of many. But that was one of them that I thought was just like the ultimate, because you don't see that representation. One of my favorite shows, The Walking Dead, I can't even watch anymore because all they're showing now is interracial couples. There are not very many shows or movies that come out that show the structure, a strong structure within the black family paradigm. So I'm like you, Khonsu. I understand, and that just comes from having that. When you understand and when you study and you research and you learn things like the allegory of Offset and Osar, you understand the role of your black woman, and then you won't be as quick to disrespect her, put her down, call her out her name. Will you get to the point where she get on your nerves? Hell yeah. Do you get to the point where you just want to grab her by the shoulder sometimes and shake her? Yes. But when you understand and can see and identify the divine in your queen, then you are able now to control yourself. That's that self-mastery. You're understanding the science behind things. Okay, we're in this power struggle. So now I know her 5 love languages. Let me use one of those so that I can effectively communicate. We got to, like Khonsu said, we got to stop shutting down. We've got to find a better way to communicate with one another. We've got to find better ways to navigate through this wretched system that's been set up. We can't let it stop us. Got to find a way to navigate through it. It's what Kanye was talking about. It's what Khonsu talks about. It's what I talk about. I know it to be true. Sometimes you have to bite your tongue. This is a lesson I'm learning every single day, family. So, you know, I hope we do better. I hope we start loving one another. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out, Khonsu. I'm gonna go right into it, man. That was plenty right there.
Yes,
that
sir.
was a beautiful, beautiful lesson. I want to thank everybody for joining us, man. We do apologize we were a little late. We had some things going on earlier that didn't permit us to do it at our normal time. But next Saturday, we will be back on at our normal time in the morning, waking you up, right? So make sure you join us. And also, we are now on Wednesday night. So make sure you hit the like and hit the notification bell down there so that you get that notification. And we will be back with more. We always give you more. It's the station that gives you more Life Radio. And like I always tell you, family, I love you with the energy and the spirit of our ancestors, the great blacks that died for us, died trying to liberate us, that we take their energy and we continue it on and pass it on. We manifest it and shape it into what it needs to be now, not getting stuck into what it was, but what it is and what it again shall be when we give it to our children. So, and you know, I always say to you, and I want you to really apply this, whenever you feel like you're nearing the end of your rope, just tie a knot, keep hanging, keep remembering that it ain't nobody bad like you. Not bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna cut that at Khonsu. I'm gonna drop that right there. I'm gonna get that out that song. And we're gonna drop it right there on the one. Thank you, family. Peace and love. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe out there. Be vigilant. Be watchful. And most importantly, be conscientious. Peace.
Peace, everybody. One and only Khonsu, man. Peace and love. Happy Saturday, y'all.
In the lower self. With your higher self, you can achieve greatness and things beyond this planet. With your lower self, you get your basic needs, but also can create darkness. Find your balance, king.
God bless the king, homie. 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 Tootin' coming, we got roots in coming. Mansa Musa, now a rap producer. God bless the king, homie. God bless the king, homie. My Nefertiti feed me fettuccine. My Nefertari cook me calamari. God bless the king, homie. God bless the king, homie. I'm King Arthur, the king of the authors. William the Conqueror writing apocryphas. God bless the king, homie. God bless the king, homie. My Cleopatra fucked the illest rapper. I'm King Solomon writing them songs again. God bless the king, homie. God bless the king, homie. I'm Imhotep in that limo stretch. Emperor mean when I enter the scene. God bless the king, homie. God bless the king, homie. My queen Isis, she know I'm the nicest. My queen Elizabeth thick on some stripper shit. God bless the king, homie. Talk to her. God bless the king, homie. Ramesses is what the camera sees. King Taharka, autographing with a Sharpie marker. God bless the king, homie. God bless the king, homie. The poet laureate, poet Moet, and the Lord Ferrari. Yes, y'all don't know my story yet. My people's burden, I'ma carry it by any means necessary. It's the way I was raised on that Pharaoh shit. God bless the king, homie. 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 Go Alexander on you salamanders. Go Genghis Khan like a genius done. God bless the king, homie. God bless the king, homie. Like King Snake, spine of the Mayans, we giants. Amada, Montezuma, I'm a llama shooter. God bless the king, homie. God bless the king, homie. I'm Xerxes versus Worth Cheese. I'm Chief Sitting Bull, I keep getting pulled. God bless the king, homie. God bless the king, homie.
I'm Shaka Zulu, they thought it was voodoo. They play the trumpets when crooked is coming. God bless the king, homie. God bless the king, homie.